We are uncovering the onion layers.
Exactly. I'll tell you what is a pause moment though. Quick segue. You don't hear about the new Channel 4 show.
Oh my, the naked thing with the kids.
Naked
That's
education.
not pause.
No?
But,
Well, no,
it's not pause, but
it's not pause, but it's like, yo.
okay, yeah, so yo.
Yeah, it's a bit
It's
like
a big yo.
It's a bit like Wild Guan.
But do you know what? We kind of, it went in the group, but then I didn't get a chance to really delve into the ins and outs. But my initial reaction wasn't actually like, oh my God. It was more like,
My initial reaction was, so first off, because when I saw it, I was like, huh? But then it was like, I need to, what's the angle here? Like, what is they trying to, like,
Well,
what are they, what's the point of the show?
I believe
What's the premise?
from what I've read, it's to kind of show from young or people or youngsters to be comfortable with their body. Like it comes in all different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
And don't be embarrassed. Like for the guys, I think there was a conversation about obviously. Well, it was for the girls as well.
What size of the
size of your penis sort of
okay.
thing. When it's like flaccid sort of thing.
Okay.
And so I guess
but is that
you would have I guess as young men, like as we know, like you want it to be a certain size, you may lie, you may think it's this and boom, 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 that. You may be lying to yourself. Well, you are lying to yourself and you're lying to your friends sort of thing. So I feel like they're trying to put off the angle of being comfortable with who you are, how you look, just any size sort of thing, because this is the average. Like I think a question was, how big do you think a penis is at a flaccid size sort of thing? And I think they said like 5-6 inches. And
flaccid?
And apparently really the average is 3. And this is from what I read. So it's trying to bring light to things like that. I think my was a bit more to do with the age groups. I'm like,
what were the age groups?
14, I believe.
I feel like, because someone said kids and I thought it was like primary school.
I believe it's 13, 14.
I think teenage years, I actually think I don't have a problem with it. I putting it on TV maybe okay, but then at the same time, if there's safeguarding, which there will be because they're, of a certain age, all those things in place, they're not being exploited. And so something about this conversation, this thing, I mean,
is there?
I don't think there's a problem with it.
Why under this format? I'm like, I don't. Why?
That's the thing. To bring it to the audience, to the national audience, that's a bit like, okay, does everything have to be on TV? However, there are some people that grow up in environments where their parents are not telling them about these things. They're not getting this kind of open, honest conversation, and they are living in a cloud of misinformation. So sometimes some kids are raised by TV, and if it's some sort of educational show that can like reset some of the misinformation that they've been receiving from friends and from TV and from, those kids are being bombarded with porn and stuff like that. A show like this actually could reset the balance. So I don't think I'm mad at it.
Is there not something a bit left about having a grown man stand naked in front of a 14-year-old girl?
That's
no,
literally...
Why
hold on, wait. Was it opposite sexes?
Yeah, both. So
Wait,
they would have. I think they had like a line of men and a line of women, and they're basically showing girls and boys.
I did not know
so
that.
what about
I never knew
boys
that.
seeing a naked woman?
Well, yeah, just use that as an example.
The first thing you as a man,
because I feel like
you
that
felt like that's more of a problem. But it's not. It's actually
because I feel like because I can only speak from a man's point of view, and I would feel like as a man that would feel mad awkward, and it's like there's just a few connotations
these are the things that we do need to get past.
But that is wrong though for a 40-year-old girl for a man to stand naked in front of
a naked woman to say the woman.
Oh well, yeah. Well, it is wrong for a girl to stand naked in front of.
Do you know why I don't? Do you know why I feel different? I think they're both a bit weird, but I feel that I feel like a grown man standing in front of a young girl is different in the sense of how we look at
how society just
but that's what I'm saying.
No. Let me land. So I understand that part, and I understand it's how we're conditioned to think like, okay, a man standing in front of a young girl, but a woman standing, cool. But then I think of all the times that younger that I remember, like my mum just walking around naked the house. You know what I'm saying? My dad would never walk naked around the house. Even when I used to have like boxers on and stuff like that, he'd used to be like put on your clothes and stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? So
that's interesting.
So for that, it's kind of I don't know. Maybe that's ingrained. But me, I walk around my house naked, like more than I have clothes. Like all my kids see me. My missus obviously see. I just walk around. So
you got boys as well, so that's another thing.
Yeah.
Would you do the same?
No, this is what I'm saying.
I mean, generally,
I don't. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I don't even feel like that's how society portrays things. Sometimes I just feel that's how your natural instincts feels a bit like that don't feel right. It's like that's not even an influence from others. That's just it doesn't feel right here. So I feel like sometimes it's not what society portrays. It's just a natural kind of instinct.
But I think generally we're uncomfortable being naked, just being naked for naked's sake in amongst people. Like me and my girlfriends, we don't really. There's some of us that might, okay, not at this age, but when we were younger, when we all getting ready to go raving or something, some of us are just like, woo, bras off, knickers off. Yeah. Others are like, no, hiding behind a towel. So there's levels of discomfort that we feel as a society.
Yeah, I'm not the naked man.
I'm not really a naked person. I got comfortable naked.
Walk around in the locker.
Yeah, in the locker room.
But there's man that are want to chat to you as well.
But it's getting to that level of removing that, like, what is this? Because there's so much stuff that goes with being ashamed of your body, whether it's that overly sexual connotations that makes it awkward. Like, again, saying that a man standing in front of, it's different. Like, yeah, a man just randomly naked in front of a 14-year-old girl, or a woman just naked in front of a 14-year-old boy. That's mad. But in a situation like that, then there should be nothing wrong because it's a scientific experiment.
Even when you look at relationships, when it's an older guy with a younger girl, it's looked at very differently than if it's an older woman with a younger guy. Like, you might, the younger guy might even get plaudits. They'll be like, yo, my guy, do you get me? But when it's the other way around, you look at it as a bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, taking advantage of them. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like that still comes into play with it as well. And also, I feel with men, it's kind of a more, I don't want to say manipulative because that's not the word, but it's more predatory. And aggressive is the wrong way.
Predatory.
Yeah,
but that's what society has done, and this is why it makes it difficult for men to be in certain situations just innocently, and it's removing these things that men and women are on more. Let's not please wake up the manosphere, but getting us more on an equal footing where we're just two humans existing in this space. We happen to have different genitalia, and let's find common ground more and remove these stigmas. So then some of those things are, I don't know, we don't have all this stuff and pressure around men and women that we're so different, and there's so much, I don't know. There was a conversation, I can't remember her name. I saw it on one of the Instagram platforms, and this woman was saying, like, you know, we use guys as fun N-words until we find one to settle down with. So basically, all the responses were like, yeah, that's why you're going to get run through, and fun guys that are just having fun, they're enjoying it, and so they don't care, but you lot just going to get run through, and then you're not going to find your husband because you're going to be used up. And I was like, I want to remove that narrative because for so long women have been denied their sexual authority and autonomy to, like, actually sit in the fact that we enjoy sex too, and we might want to lay with a couple guys before we settle with the guy. Doesn't automatically mean that we're a hoe.
It's so funny because in a real life, I feel like the ones that had fun as youngers are the ones that end up
married,
bro. 100%.
Listen,
the ones that end up happily married in a stable relationship.
And I feel like and that's why women are raised under a big lie, big lie, because that's exactly what we say. Like, I know women that have had big fun, and they've got their man.
You got to go out the ends.
And there's girls that are just like, no, they don't even have to go out the ends, to be fair.
I mean,
it is what it is, but
depends
generally,
how local you were.
Well, there's that. Obviously, there's levels, but at the same time, some of them are quite fine. And those of us who sat there with our legs crossed, still sitting there like, oh, well.
I feel like as well, do you know what? If I'm being honest, like, it would be like, I don't want to say, like, not recent as in like last 2 years, but recently where I've kind of come to that conclusion as well, because obviously when man are younger, you think like, right, she slept with like 10 guys, you're like, nah, like, fuck that, like this, that, but, or like 15, 20, whatever the number is, you're like, nah, like this, that, boom, boom. But now, of the age, I'm like, I feel like if I was a woman, like, I'd rather be that way than that way. Do you know what I'm
I
saying?
think it's either
I would
or.
have been dirty if
I would have been.
Do you think?
nasty.
I would have been a.
I would have been a piece of something.
hoe.
Yeah, but you're really thinking as a man.
But I wouldn't.
No.
But I wouldn't. No, I would be a hoe, kinda, because I wouldn't let like bare
the way,
man.
not
like,
hoe.
I wouldn't be. That's.
There's not hoe.
Nah,
And
he'd be
also-
a hoe. That's what
No,
you're saying.
well,
There's
yeah.
not hoe because we also need to understand.
Okay,
the
can we
word.
say hoe with EAUX? Huh.
No,
Is that
that's
what
Like,
it
that's,
is?
that's like a
That's-
that's like a posh one. That's like a posh
no, it's
one.
not that.
Nothing.
But it's also like ensuring that you're not saying that because a woman's had bare man, she's a hoe.
But-
does it apply to guys? It doesn't always.
Are we gonna be honest? Like, if you have sex with like, if you have sex with like a lot of guys in like a month
Why are you a
period,
hoe?
because that's.
But are you, is a man, as long as you're saying that the man's a hoe and the man gets the
Oh,
same
yeah, yeah.
judgment-
Men are straight
Wait,
hoes. Like,
wait,
men-
no, but wait.
Okay.
Men are straight hoes with
But
a go
yeah,
boy.
yeah. My guy.
I'm
My
like-
guy.
No, you know what?
yeah,
I'm cool with hoe. Just embrace it. Don't front. If you embrace it, then that's
No,
what you do.
no. Not let us embrace it. Let you, man,
What?
embrace it.
No, but what does that mean? Like,
So
would-
in other
would-
words,
would I take you
I'm like,
serious? I would never take you
what?
serious after
No,
that.
but you got to take me seriously.
No, I embrace it as you could be my friend.
No,
Like, we could be friends.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Because
that's calm. I could
if
be
I
friends
met
with a hoe.
you as a hoe,
Yeah.
if I met you like, man, you slept with gal, too many, I would still look at you like, okay, I might be the one. But you lot will be like, nah, she's just trash.
Yeah,
She's in the
because-
But you
streets.
know, can I say something?
Remove that.
Can I say something?
Remove it.
Can I say something? The thing is as well, yeah.
different though.
No, it's not.
Right, but the thing is, yeah, I think where we are and where we've come up, yeah, we are led to believe that for a woman to sleep with
Exactly.
a guy, there has to be some sort of level of.
But that's not just from us
level
though.
of
That's
like-
from
yeah,
women
that's
that
from women
raise
as
We've
well.
also been raised in
From-
that. Listen, we
No,
have
but
been
there has to be like a level of like, for you to sleep with that man, you have to like have some sort of feelings. There has to be
no,
something.
because you know why?
Yeah.
We've been forced to think that
But
way.
hold on, wait. Is it wrong for men to put women on a pedestal then? Is it wrong for us to want
No,
to
no,
treat you
it's-
like
you
a
know-
queen?
no.
And if we're doing that, it's kind of hard to want to treat you like a queen if I know you slept with all the jokers.
No, wait.
See what I did there? Spud
No,
me, my guy.
there was no
Come
spud.
on, don't leave
No, Daniel,
me.
you spud him.
Come on,
I'm gonna judge.
come
Don't do
on.
it. I've judged you forever.
No, but that's true.
No. I've judged you forever for that.
That's true.
For that moment in there.
that's true.
Can we zoom in on that moment when I judged them and I forever judged them?
Well, but that's a bit true though.
Wait,
No.
Okay,
No,
alright.
because you're doing too much. You're putting too much into the situation. You're doing too much. Listen, first and foremost.
I just like the analogy, to be honest.
No, it wasn't that great.
There's no,
Ah, come
It
on.
wasn't.
That
Don't
was
joke and
pack of cards.
New.
nah,
No.
it was good.
I know. Because
Haters, man.
on the
So many haters are clocking our
vision.
vision. Hey.
But
Yeah.
my point is, it's nothing wrong with you putting us on a pedestal, put us on a realistic pedestal. Same way for us, not putting you on a list, you're my king, and you're not. Like, let's level the playing field. We're humans, meeting of minds, meeting of souls, meeting of connections and libidos.
Yeah.
Forget the backstory. To an extent. I'm not, okay, to an extent.
Alright, that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
To an extent.
Because I
I
know
can
some
forgive
people.
the
Because,
backstory.
but let's equal
might
foot
get
in it,
past
because
it,
if you have banged 20 and I've banged 20, don't tell me I'm a hoe. Don't tell me I'm a hoe. Don't
What
tell
if
me
I've
I'm a hoe.
banged, what if I've banged 15, you've banged 25?
All right, can I?
Don't
can,
tell me I'm a hoe.
can I-
Because look at the.
And to be fair, I wouldn't even say that's a hoe, to be
Can,
honest.
can, I,
I
can, I,
wouldn't
can, I,
even
can
say
I
that's
just get this off my chest?
Get
Like,
it, get it,
we're being
get it,
real.
get it, get it,
100th
get it.
episode, yeah.
Get it.
I'm going in. No
Get it.
more PC thing,
Get it.
yeah. Like, okay, so you see girls, right? Yeah, you see like unprotected.
Sure you don't want to say females.
You see females. Sorry, see females.
No, I'm not telling you to.
All right, what?
Oh, you gotta
see-
say, you
see-
gotta say sis. No.
what?
No,
You're confusing me now.
Don't lead them down the wrong
No,
path.
you're confusing me.
No.
Anyway, all right, you see unprotected sex, right?
Okay.
All right, yeah. You see like a man, he comes in a woman, right?
Okay.
And like, obviously, I've heard and know that throughout the day, a woman can still like,
Leak.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you see that little science experiment there. That to me makes like a difference in terms of how much times you can have that done to you as opposed to a man releasing that. Am I making sense here?
But you're still getting covered in it, by the way. You're getting covered in juices. And if you don't brave yourself properly, you're going to get covered in juices. And also, women that sleep...
That's kind of
No,
what
no,
we- See, I
wait.
can't-
I don't even know. What happened?
No,
What
he's
just-
trying to. He's
what just
basically trying to say.
happened?
He's just trying to say that.
What did I miss? I didn't even
Basically,
get it.
he's giving this scenario where we're getting a woman that's been run a train or something, who's getting bare semen inside of her, like bagging it, storing it. So she's got
Is
John,
that,
David, Aaron's, Lewis's stuff inside her within a short space of time.
Is that not like different science? Is that not like different chemistry to me going around and doing that?
You're still doing it.
Yeah, but wait. Is the chemistry not different?
Wait.
It's just a question, by the way.
Whether she's receiving all of that, you're still so that she's received 4 loads of cum, then and you've now put your cum in 4 different women.
Yeah,
you're still dirty. If you're going to do that,
100%,
and then she's still dirty,
100%,
if you're going to do it like that.
Yes.
Equal footing doesn't make it worse. Just because she's a receptacle doesn't make it worse.
All right, cool. It was just a question.
I know men don't see it that way, but it doesn't, because the act is the act. It might seem a little bit more physically, like, wow, you got liquid coming out.
Yeah, it's like you can't now go, I'm saying, like, they can't go on now and then have sex with
another. They can though.
I know, but it's like,
but you're also being
kind of.
But that's so bad way. But it is. That's what it is.
All right, so that's what I mean. I wouldn't want to then have sex with a girl after I know she just had sex with Dan and he came in her.
But that's fine.
But
you don't have to.
Yeah, I know. But that's the reason.
You know what it is. You know what it is. What men need to. What I think boys and men need to be raised to understand is that if you're calling a girl trash that you've actively sought to have sex with, and you're saying I'm going to sleep with this trash girl, what does that make you?
Oh yeah, no, I'm saying both people are trash.
No.
Both people are trash.
No, it's a real kind of mindset to change over. Like, I'm actually looking at someone that I think is beneath me, trash and a hoe, and I'm going to go and sleep with that person. That language is not put in the sphere for men. Men don't think like that. And I think you lot need to think like that a lot more to then be a bit more concerned about the people that you lay down with. And then we have a bit more of a level playing field when it comes to who's a hoe and who's not, who's nasty and who's not.
To be fair, when man was growing up, that was a big thing, like in my peer group, to be honest. Like, man would get looked down upon if you slept with someone dead. Like, it wasn't a good thing.
What do you mean,
like,
dead?
Like,
you slept with a hoe or someone dead?
Yeah, if you slept with a hoe, or if you slept with someone who was butters or whatever, or beneath you, would say, like, my peer group would look down upon you. Like, we would be like, why her? Like, are you, like, what are you saying? Like,
but then that kind of stuff isn't out there in that way. And also, it's like, because also, and again, same way, a guy that's just out there with his dick, community penis, as we call it.
But this is,
you guys don't get that same, and it's
stifling.
It's actually stifling for women because it's harder for us to admit that. That's what's been happening for so long. It's been harder for women to admit that we enjoy sex and we actually can sit there and be like, oh my God, same way you guys are. Women have that same thing, like, get to me now. Need it now. And we sometimes would like to have that at our disposal, but fear of being judged, then we go and lay down with some ego.
I understand that, but then it's like the key in the
But I feel like there was ways of going, like we said, there's levels to it. I feel like there was there was girls that had slept with a nice few guys, but no one really ever called her a hoe. And then there was girls that you had in a part that would sleep with like 7 men. There's levels like that.
Yeah. But I just really, and then there are women that, okay, if we're going to say, for the lack of a better word, a hoe, for that respect, maybe not all, but I do think a large majority of those girls also, what is their life that this is what you want? Because a guy that's that kind of level of, I don't have any care for myself that I'm going to let so many guys go through. There's that, and there's a lack of care and respect for actually what that girl has been through. But also the guys in line in a train, you know.
It's the same.
You are actually there with your brethrens, ready to put your penis inside a girl who is that level of possibly not with it in life, and you're going to bang her and then come away feeling proud. And then she gets gunned and you lot are like, yeah, I just ran a train and it's all good.
I know. It is wild. It is wild. And at that age, it's so sad because it is like a game. It is like an element of fun. Like, that was a fun day out in the park. Yeah.
That's disgusting.
I know, it's wild. I
know guys that have run trainers, you are foul for that.
It is wild. But it's nuts because I feel like some guys, well, I can't even speak for all guys, but there are some guys that you do click onto that later on in life, how wild that is, and you kind of stop doing
that language needs to come up earlier.
But then that's go on.
No, because I was going to swing it back around.
Okay, but I was saying, I kind of have that conversation with my kid as well, like with my oldest one. So I remember we had a conversation not recently, probably like last year or something, because we was chatting and he came out with, he kissed a girl at school, and I was like, brother, like, all right, cool. Let me pull over the car. Let me pull over the car because like this is a bit like I need to let you know. But we long story short, but we got onto the conversation of sex, and and I was saying like, he was like, he likes this other girl and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, bruv, like, don't like, I said, at your age, it might seem cool, because he's like in year 10 this time. I said, it might seem cool to be that guy, to be playing the field. Like, I got that girl, got that. I'm saying, when you hit my age, like, it's no longer cool. Like, that's not cool. Like, treat the one that you're with respect. Do you know what I'm saying? Treat that one with respect. If you like that one, at least end this one and be like, right, okay, I'm gonna go to this one now. Like, don't go and fuck up this one's heart. You get me? I know bare girls that I know now, bruv. Yeah, and their first relationship is a wild thing.
Because, you know, and the thing with women is that we can't chop and change like that, because we get called a hoe. So that's where you were talking about feelings get involved. But we're told that we have to love that guy. You have to love the one guy.
Yeah. You can't just sleep with him because you find him attractive.
No, we're not allowed to do that. We have to see a guy. That's my man, and that's been the problem for a lot of women. That's why we end up with fuckery, or we turn a bit crazy, and get a bit too clingy to the wrong one, No, because we're not allowed to pick and choose.
But like I said, I got enough female friends that when they do certain things, because I'm straight talking with them. I talk to them like they're my man. So when they tell me that they're having certain problems and it's that, and I'm like, why the fuck why would you do that? And they're like, but when you break it down and you deep it, they like, well, like this, like before when I was like this with a guy and this, that, like he done this to me, and I'm like, okay, so I kind of understand why you're now acting like this with this one. You get what I'm saying? But because of what happened.
That's also another reason why sometimes I feel like there is a difference though, because on average, guys wouldn't think like that.
No, I think they're definitely.
But again, that goes with society. It goes with how you've been, how everything's been portrayed, and how you're supposed to feel about yourself, and etc. etc.
We need like a reset to see like if we could
feel like I naturally feel like that sometimes.
Yeah, but it could be. But the thing is, I think we've definitely moved away in society from the fact that men and women, all the genders, identify in different ways and have different. There's the matriarch and the patriarch. There are the maternal feelings and the paternal feelings. There are things that I think instinctively, if we can go back to the beginning of time, how women and men moved. But there's been so much conditioning, and it definitely came from the insecurities of men, I believe, that started to impose these restrictions on women.
Insecurities of white men.
Yeah.
But, okay, by white men, but then...
Yeah, and then...
black men adopted it.
Yeah, 100%.
Right,
sure. I'm just saying where it trickled down from.
Yeah, we understand it. Fair.
We didn't start that shit.
Though they didn't say that. Black people were the first people on earth.
We affected too.
I hear what you're saying.
No,
it was cool back then. It was cool back then.
I understand. But anyway, I would like to get back to the beginning and see who we really are without what society's influence.
You know what? Just to swing it back around and finish it here. Then the only other problem I guess I had with the show was, do we not think that maybe too young? Is there something wrong with 18? Is 18 not a good enough age?
No, I think that's already...
18, you're too old.
You're too
so all right, so I knew that was going to come up. When did you kind of find out about like penis sizes and shit? And how did you find out about that? And when you did, when and how was that a problem? Like, why do we need to... Like, why is there a clock starting at 14?
Because go on.
No, you go. I don't.
No, I asked you the question.
You asked.
Right, so hold on, what are you asking me now?
He's basically saying what age
was you introduced to knowing that type
sexual
of
awareness
knowledge?
kick in?
About
anything,
about like being curious about
bodies, about
the penis sizes of others and yours, and when did you find out like a realistic gauge on that?
When you say that, I don't think I ever cared about.
But that's what I'm saying. Don't you think sometimes this is like some things are introduced? Now I'm just thinking. I don't have kids, and I don't really know the age groups of when things should be introduced. So I'm almost art-skinned. Well, I am art-skinned.
Usually,
and it's like when sometimes it feels like ain't that a bit too early? Because I could give an answer and say like I feel like the obvious answer is you find a lot of shit out through porn and then conversations, and then that tumbles into something else. And I'm not saying that's the proper way, but it's like. You didn't really start getting that curiosity that early that you needed to know by...
Yes, you did. No, 100%.
I don't 14.
Listen, by 14, because puberty...
About wanting to know others' penis sizes and shit.
No, but it's not just about that. The show's not just about penis sizes.
No, but I'm using that as an example.
Generally, the whole...
Like
sexual awakening comes from about 9.
No, so was you curious about the opposite sex's body?
When you were 14?
By 14,
At 14?
100%.
I'm gonna be honest, yeah.
You weren't thinking about girls' boobs.
Listen, like, and
At
you get me?
14?
Like, I think
Maybe
I broke
not,
my
but
virginity at 14, and I still didn't really give a shit about the opposite
No, but it's not
sex's
about. I
body.
think, but it's also
like,
about.
this is what I'm trying to say. Like,
But, no, but I think it's about also the information you're consuming and your formative years. So from 9, roughly, they like girls can get their period. Girls can get their period from
10.
8. Girls can get their periods maybe as young as 7, even.
Yeah.
So your body starts to figure shit out from quite young, and then you start getting sexually aware of the like wherever your interests lay. You start to be aware of the genders that you're aware of, and so these things is where you kind of need to nip it in the bud. The misinformation that's out there. So 14, I think, is even. It could have been, which for TV probably wouldn't have worked. Could have been 10, 11. But that would have caused more outrage.
I would agree around 10. That's
well,
probably
well, like I said, I'm
probably where I
asking.
remember
I do agree though, because I definitely found out way too much too late about like the opposite sex. Like, I should have known a lot more earlier. So I do agree in that way. So yeah, like I said, I'm asking. I can't really gauge like the ages and what's good. So
I mean, everyone's
this has more been a learning something for me. But yeah. I just be trying to learn out here.
That's good.
But yeah, that was a good little conversation there, man. Channel 4. Yeah, me. I don't know if I'll be watching that show, but
I know I need to watch it, but I'm intrigued. I'm not as against it as
as you may have thought you would be.
As people feel probably should be. Fair enough.